Good morning, everyone. My name is Jack Deckenbach, and I'm part of our UCC Prayer Commission. And I'm also someone who naturally sleeps for just 6 hours in a family of folks who go to bed fairly early. So you could go ahead and do the math if you like.
All this means is that I'm a morning person by circumstances rather than by some ill-conceived notion of virtue. But when it's early and yet dark is the time that I find a space for prayer. So if you've been listening and watching around UCC for the last few years, you may have noticed an intentional slowing down of certain things, a deliberate deacceleration of pace maybe, kind of a making room just to be more aware and in touch with ourselves as we go about the matters of our gatherings. And I think that it's just a way of getting us in touch with ourselves first and then the one who made us and loves us so deeply, which is kind of a basis of prayer. So I've noticed that this sort of way is kind of characterized with others on our commission have also been sensing what you might have seen on some of the videos that precede this one. But then a pandemic comes along and everything gets turned upside down. It's topsy-turvy, it's out of kilter, our rhythms of life are thrown off. My rhythm involved getting on a bus every day and going downtown for work, going to the gym before that. And all of a sudden those things stopped and I had to find a new way, which was getting exercise by walking the city. And it changed me. I started doing it for a couple hours every day, setting out in the dark and then coming home accompanied by a freshly risen sun. And I found myself praying in a new kind of way. I was no longer in an indoor, candle-lit, silent place where my prayer might best be described as quietly and nearly wordlessly listening for God, who it seemed might have been doing the very same thing, sort of silently watching me watch for him. Let's just say it was pretty quiet and there was no danger of waking up the rest of the family. But sort of pandemic sort of situation, my prayer is about being out on the streets, almost like a witness of some sort, not in an evangelical way of proclamation, but more as one who was just starting to see things that matter to God, you know, the beauty of this creation and the goodness of it first and foremost, but also the myriad of ways that our non-integrated lives have, quite frankly, messed it up. So this sort of low-level hum, maybe, of appreciation and praise and grief and hope and encouragement and repentance has arisen in me. It's almost like going to see a film, only inverted, since I'm not sitting in a seat watching scenes in front of me. Rather, I'm the one that's moving constantly through all these sets where bunches of stories are continually playing out in the city, and I just pass through little snippets of them. But somehow it seems to me to be maybe just causing me to love the things that the Lord loves in a more authentic way as this kind of witness. And I imagine that maybe in a way I'm doing that a little bit closer to the way God does that. I can't be sure, but I'm hopeful, and this is how prayer is happening in me these days.